Tonight I'm going on a date for the first time since, my mate Holly, who I went to college with, brought me to an arts fair. I got talking to this girl for a few minutes, Nisha. She's not a hippie, per se.
Third date with Deco tonight. When he said UFC, I thought he meant like a football thing. But one of the girls at work said it was like boxing. Her fella's mad about it, apparently. Cage rage. Oh, now I get it. Because ultimately they fight in a cage. That's clever.
Look, I'm making a concerted effort to meet girls outside of Tallaght. And she makes her own jewellery and all. What does she call it? Objet trouvé. Found objects, I didn't do French. Which I suppose means stuff she finds in bins and all. And she made me a present. Show you this. Because, I said I like the colour red. And everybody loves Coca-Cola. So, she said we should go to a gig tonight in town. This Enter Security. Sounds heavy.
Like, to say last night was romantic as well. Not that it wasn't. It was nice. He took me to dinner and paid for it and that. And then we went to the ultimate fight yoke. Not really my thing.
I should have read the posters. The sound of darkness. The sound of fear. Turn around, your woman's like, this tune is absolutely filthy. I'm gonna go check the speakers for dust.
He asked me what was I doing the next day, like today, like. And before I could say anything, he asked me to go to that carnival up near the square. I said yeah. Then he said, would it be cool to bring his son along? Like, of course it'd be cool. Like, what was I going to say, no? I love kids, Kids are great.
When we left that place, I felt like I'd just been spat out of the mouth of a dog. A dog who likes to rave. I can't blame her for the gig, but I can't blame her for bringing me back to one of the weirdest sessions in Dublin with all our hippie, whackball, arty mates. Look, I've made you a trilby hat entirely out of hemp. Get the bow.
This is Huggy. I had to give him a name. Deco was trying to win one for myself and his little fella, Jordan. He's a lovely little child, very energetic. He kept playing this little game, like this little counting game. I couldn't figure it out for ages. He was counting the amount of foreigners that he saw, and then he was telling his dad.
The whole inside of the gaff was painted black. Some freaky-looking kid is standing there on the porch offering us Ferrero Rocher. Oh, you're really spoiling us with these, Oisin. You look down, nothing on the plate.
Anyway, Deco took me to the carnival, and he was having a go at the strong man thing. With the hammer and the bell, the thing that goes bing. But he was having trouble getting it to go bing. But I could see he was getting a little bit... I don't want to say freaked, like, that's not the right word. Flustered.
The reason for all this wackiness? I figured it out when Nisha turns around to me and says, do you want some ketamine? Ah, ketamine. Right. No. Don't get me wrong. I'll do horse tranquilizers like the next bloke. But one dib-dab of that shit and this whole room will turn Mr. Soft 180 flip in no time.
I said it was grand, but he insisted. After a while he gave up and just bought one for us. Probably for the best. Hence my new roommate Huggy here. Well, I say roommate because, fucking size of him.
Nisha starts to sectionate my shoulder, looking like a little rasta dreaded deer trapped in a box, doing a thriller dance. I'm also taking into account the decor, and to her, this place must look like a black hole. She wasn't pulling me into it. I billied out the front door. There's something to be said for normal, few points, score a bird, have a fist fight with a fat bird, night out in Tallaght.
I'm going out with Deco tonight. Well, it's not strictly a date. I was going out with the girls, and anyway, girls' night. He said he was going out too, and I just said the green room. And he said, oh, funny you should say that. He was going there as well, apparently.
After last night's escapades, I'm staying around here for the rest of the weekend. Boys are going to the green room tonight. Better play and get in. It's one thing hearing about it, but when you see someone who you cared about with someone new, well, I say new, just proves all the things I was thinking about them two was true. I should feel validated, you know, that it was right or whatever. Instead, I just feel like a
Fucking arsehole. So like morally certain about everything. Life isn't that simple. It's easy for him to put it on me so that he doesn't have to deal with his feelings.
The fact that she could be with him after she said she didn't like him. I mean, what does that say about her character? And then by extension, what does that say about me? In fact, I loved her. Like, cared about her, whatever. And thought she was...
Fuck him. I said that to him. I've done nothing wrong. If someone wants to be nice to me, they can take me out. And it makes a change from you, you fucking waster.
I seen me mate Gav walking past Deco and his mates, and them saying something to him and pushing him. Then I seen all my mates bailing across to help out Gav. I cut the conversation short with Sarah and ballied across myself just as Deco and his sunbed raver sap mates start throwing solids at all the boys.
Stops talking to me and then legs it to have a fight. Priorities, like.
Until Deco and his bouncer mates fucked us out. Obviously.
Deco came over to me. I wanted to know what had happened. I know Gav, like Gav's and me, and he's sound. It's not a good thing when some new fella I'm seeing and me ex and all their mates are fighting. Like, he said they started it, and that's why Steve and his mates got fucked out. He didn't want to get involved, so he was staying there with me.
Gav rings his older bro, Big Swinburne, to come up and collect him, or come up and back him up. He arrives up, collects a few of the boys in his boy racer. Jump out to me, burner boys. We wait for them. I'm like, oh man, this is a fucking tactic guaranteed to get someone fucking hurt.
If Steve had gotten shit, well, it's serious. He could be locked up. People we know have been locked up. You can kiss your dreams of fucking seeing the world goodbye.
He tears off. I stay with Sean because he's giving some board the Omar Sharif. You know, trying to score her.
So I'm left there wondering what's going on. Deco stayed with me and the girls, but said he had to go home early to put his mate in a taxi because he was locked. The girls weren't impressed. They made a good point that most of his mates were outside, so where was Deco gone? When I got home, I tried to ring Deco. No answer. I hope Steve is alright. And Deco, like, I don't want to see anybody getting hurt.
I'm walking up the road. Sean and the board are walking ahead of me. Then a car pulls up, like grand theft. Who jumps out? Only me ex-board's new fella, with a shed load of bouncers. I'm thinking, fucked.
Text. The fuck is sending this at 5 a.m? It's Deco. Probably sniffing for a ride. He can jog on to fuck. Where are you? When we were in the club earlier, he was getting a bit frisky, like trying to drop the hand. Like, what age are you, 12?
He has a wheel brace in his hand, big freaked head in him. What are you saying about me to my board? First off, I'm thinking, your board? Secondly, this prick just took a lot of paranoidinals with a glass of water. Thirdly, your board? John told me you were slagging me. I looked at Sean and I could see in his face that if we get you Deco and all these saps, the board's screaming. Me and Sean are getting ready to get boxed around. Out of nowhere, Gav and Swinburne pull up in the car, skid and scare the bollocks out of the little rats. Hop in.
Apparently there was a fight afterwards outside, involving Steve and Gavin that. Like, Deco said he wasn't there, so he didn't know the details. Men fighting over women? There's something really gay about that.
Sean tosses a board into the back seat like he's tossing a sheep. We bail in after, tear it off. Swinburne, strap up boys. Halfway down the road he pulls a 180 handbreaker. Where are we going? Gav's like, let's get them. They start gunning straight towards Deco and all of his mates. They scar. Swinburne, let him have the door, Sean. Sean lets the door fly. Bang, bullseye. Your man, Deco's mate, doesn't get out of the way quick enough. Get up. Did we just run somebody over? Sean, it's grand. I only clipped him. The board is screaming. Swinburne's like, tell her to shut up. Everywhere I go in this place since I was 11, I'm like a fucking magnet for trouble.
Deco, what are you wearing?